Hello, and welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and tell a friend. All right, y'all, today we decided to do Sister Wives a little bit early because this was an important episode. Um, and we just wanted to discuss it with you guys. Now, as you know, when Garrison passed last year, Jamal and I chose to give our condolences to the family on our community tab, but we chose not to discuss his passing in depth in any sort of special episode or anything like that. We just gave our condolences out of respect to the family. However, now that Cody and Janelle have decided to put this on our TVs, we will discuss it. I will try not to get upset by certain things that I saw and interpreted in my own way. Welcome everybody to the chat. Hi Lena. Hi Wendy's Front Yard. Hi Steven. Hi Tracy. Wendy, you've been all over these Sister Wives streets. I love it. I love it. I hope you've picked up a lot that you can share with us. Okay, Jamal, what were your thoughts on the episode?
Um, I don't know how to put this politely,
Mhm,
but the way it was presented,
mhm,
I, I didn't really need to hear from some people. That's just me. Um, I'm gonna start with Cody because
mhm,
the contrast between
mhm,
how Janelle spoke about Garrison and his situation and the way Cody spoke was two different, vastly different perspectives.
mhm,
Because with Janelle's perspective, it was more about Garrison and what he was going through and how, like, some of the family, like, they were tag teaming him to try to keep him afloat, and how, they gave him, like, the love, the support, the resources, right? So
mhm,
from her speaking, it was about the Garrison, the person. Now, for
mhm,
me, and I could be wrong, when
mhm,
Cody would speak of Garrison, it was always in terms of himself, how he was feeling, what he was going through, uh, how
mhm,
he went down the rabbit hole of what ifs, and I'm
mhm,
like, well, sir, your son just passed, but you're making it all about yourself. Then you throw in his sidekick, aka side piece, the Diesel Jeans model, and she's like, I'm here for whatever you need. Like, we know that. You're still trying to get to the money. Like what, I'm just this news. I got the news that was in my office, and I'm like, okay.
She said she was in her
So
office working. That was the first
yes,
clownery.
so I was
she,
like, okay. I'm like working.
she
Okay,
was
I guess.
in the doll baby room talking to her dollies. I said I
Yeah,
was gonna be nice. I said I was gonna be nice. Okay, go ahead, Jamal. I'm not talking. Mm-mm.
and it was just absolute. So for outside, okay, the people I wanted to hear from were from Janelle,
Mhm.
Christine, um, Christine's kids, Janelle's kids. The people I wanted to hear from mostly because of the bond they had, and the growing up, this, and that, and everyone else was kind of like filler, meaning Robin, Mary, and Cody. And I just felt that it's amazing how they will always be the victim. It's always about what's happened to them. Whereas Janelle spoke and Christine spoke in terms of the family as a whole. So that
Mhm.
part just really just irritated me. Now, from Mary for me was meh because you were there. Like, she's an OG. She's number one. We gonna always give Mary that due respect. She was there. For me, it's always been Christine, Mary, Janelle, and
Oh,
Cody played a
okay.
part, the kids played a part, but more Cody than the kids, in my opinion, he and that Garrison started. Can you hear me?
I that was so choppy for me, but I'm asking the chat. Okay, Jamal, you're breaking up.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right,
I
so we
saw the same
apologize about that.
thing.
Yeah, you sound clearer
Sorry about that, dog.
now.
Yeah.
So just repeat your thought. I know
Oh,
you were talking about Mary, but I don't know if you left Mary.
yeah. I left Mary, and I went into COVID. Was struggling with Janelle said, he wasn't a drinker, none of XYZ, but
Mhm.
during COVID, he became like a drinker out of kind of nowhere. And if we all remember, that was kind of like the time where things kind of blew up, where Cody was just trying to basically chose Robin, stay with Robin's family, and didn't care about nobody else. So that was the start of it. Now,
Mhm.
that's not to blame, but it could be a contributing factor. And I just felt very bad for Garrison and for Janelle because when you can pinpoint a tipping point, it's like, wow. And again, Cody, I wanted Cody to take a little bit more like responsibility to say, just not so much responsibility. Let me rephrase that. Just own up to where
Accountability.
you.
No,
Thank
you
you.
were right.
Accountability.
Accountability, responsibility, it's all the same thing. But go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Mhm.
Yeah, he just never acknowledged anything and where he could have done better. So I'll
He
leave it there.
started to. He started to when they were out here on this back patio. He started to, and this was very symbolic, but it fell flat for me because I thought it was staged. Um, he started to say like, "Oh my God, the all of those COVID rules. They, you know, where did they get me or something like that? And they seem so irrelevant now. I wish I had more time." But when he said about the COVID rules, it was almost she said something. I thought it was good, but I could be wrong. Like I didn't think at points I didn't think she was looking at him. At points she looked irritated um to be there or to hear him talk about his other kids. I don't know. Like I know she was there physically. It just didn't seem like mentally she was there. That's just my opinion of that scene out by the fire pit. He did the bare minimum. That's what you're supposed to do. Where with this scene though, where I connected, is when he identified that they made the arrangements to cremate Garrison, and then later on when everybody could get together in Wyoming they would do an official burial. So he was like, I just have to take my son to Wyoming and put him in the ground. And I related to that because I went through that with my mother. I had that one final obligation to my mother was to get her back home and to
Mm-hmm.
bury her and put her at peace where her navel string buried. And I related to that so much. It was like a mission for me. And I was like tunnel vision with it. But once everything was done, I was set adrift. I had no more purpose. I had no one else to take care of. No one was with me here in the condo. It was empty. I was in a void. And I wonder
Mm-hmm.
if he's gonna like go through that because he's so task oriented on getting his son to his final resting place. Be careful of what's on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Because, well, this is what killed me with him when he said, I wish I had more time. Everybody says that. Everybody
Right.
says that. But for him, his son was young. He knew that he had these issues.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the same city. same state, and you didn't make the effort to be the adult and go and help your kid. You can't leave it all on Janelle
Right.
and the other kids. I was hoping he was going to take more accountability instead of just saying, I wish I had more time. We all fucking wish we had more time. But again, this man can't figure out that the phone works both ways and that, you can get in your many cars, your fleet of automobiles and go over there and say, Garrison, let's work this out. But instead, now you're focused on taking his urn across state lines. Good luck to you, Cody. Good luck to you. And another thing that aggravated me is when all of this happened, Gwen had to call him and ask him if she could come to his house. Hello? A child has to ask their parent to come to their house. Like in a situation like this, don't you just get in the car, bus, subway, jitney, tram service, and just run to your parents? It's odd, and I wonder what kind of consolation they gave her when she was there. Like, what were they doing? Because as soon as Mary walked in, she ran to Mary to get that motherly love. Mary that everybody hate, but I know they don't. But I mean, it feels like she was sitting in that house looking at Cody, mentally looking down his esophagus for the eruption of emotion so that he could wail. And Robin was just sitting there. I don't know. It just felt very disjointed, and they didn't get their stories together. The only people to me that told real stories of, especially when they heard it, oh my God, and Mary. Between the time she took that call and then we saw the confessional, she looked like she had aged 10 years trying to talk about that. And Christine falling on the ground. Janelle saying she basically blacked out. But here's the kicker, though. Despite the supposed frosty relationship between Mary and Janelle, they always considered each other's kids everybody's kids. And that includes Christine as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you heard Mary say, I'm getting food and I'm coming over. I'm just going to be there.
Right.
I don't know what to do. And at one point she said something about, this can't happen to our kids.
Yeah, she said she thought it would never happen to one of their children.
Yeah. But I mean, our kids.
Mm-hmm.
These women all talk about our kids. And Cody's
Right.
still talking about her kids and her kids and her kids.
Yes. Same
And
with Robin though.
yeah,
Robin does the same thing.
yep. And let me tell you what was super infuriating for me. Hold on. I'm going to find this picture. Because, wait. All right. So I showed y'all Mary's picture. Wait. Bear with me, y'all. I got a lot of pictures. I had too many pictures. Okay. So this is Mary getting the news. Cody. Wait, but did y'all like how this episode started? I thought it was very symbolic because it started Christine and her gang doing like a day at the house, cooking,
Mm-hmm.
playing in the backyard, having a fight with David. Then we pan over to Mary in her bed and breakfast, saying goodbye to the last guest that we never saw, and saying that she's planning to closed the bed and breakfast, renovated to make it into a small event space, and she put out her somebody's antique tablecloth. It looked really nice. I liked
You
that.
did.
I liked that. And then she opened and closed the book. I don't know, whatever. But those were their scenes. Life going on is normal. Then we get to this confessional and Cody blowing up her phone. And she said, I ain't answering that. Full attitude. And then she texts him back and says that she's doing her confessional. He says it's an emergency. And she picks up that phone and finds out what happened to poor Garrison. Her body posture, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. But she comes back. Let's see. We get this, which is we're not in a normal episode anymore. They give us the black screen. These black screens are so foreboding.
Right?
Then you see, hold on. And then you go through the reactions. You got Christine here. You know, it's just like this is the woman who raised all these kids. Then we got Janelle. Hold on. This poor woman. I don't know how she held this shit together. I really don't.
Right?
And then we got Numbnut. But he did look, I will give him this, in this confessional with his roots not done. Like, dude, you got about 6 weeks of regrowth there. Somebody needs to utilize toner. I said I was going to be nice, didn't I? But yeah, he was dumbfounded. And then you get to this one. And she looks irritated with her fake eyelashes.
Or she's trying to find the light to get a tear going. I don't know. Sorry, this is how I feel.
But I keep telling her every season, glycerin, it works. It works. But, and then
Okay, really quick.
Mary. Mm-hmm.
Really quick. Okay, because this stuck out to me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Leah says, Wendy Springer, I agree. I thought they should have made it a special. It made me sick how they did. I did have, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only person who had a problem with this
With what?
because the way they did this, I just kind of felt like they could have, it could have been a special episode with, it shouldn't, okay, let me put it this way. This episode should have
Mm-hmm.
just been about Garrison and the family navigating this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Christine, like talking about her being married to David and versus being married David to Cody, we didn't need that here. Like the first
I
part of the
think
episode
we
should have been
did.
should have been there.
I think we did need it because that goes to show you how precious life is. And it's here 1 minute and gone the next. Everybody was carrying on, doing their daily, whatever it is that they do. They doing their jobs or showing up in Flagstaff to film. And then all of a sudden they find out that their little baby boy's gone. Life changes
Mm,
in a second. You look,
I get it.
the
I get
same
it because
thing
that
with
is life.
me. The same thing with me. That morning I went home at 4:15 a.m. I went and lay down a little bit. I went and took a shower. I went and packed up all of my mom's stuff, go back to the hospital. I'm taking my mama home. I get to the garage just after 10 o'clock. And I get a call from our doctor saying she had passed. I just missed it. Like your life changes unexpectedly. I like how they started off, with everyday mundane things that we're bored with. We don't want to hear nothing from these two women. We don't care. Mary's segment was a tablecloth and a book. That's all she had.
That is true. When you think about it, they couldn't just start off with Garrison because
No,
you did need some lead up to see what was going on in everyone's life before that. So
I don't even
I
think
from
that because it was all trash, but it was just the metaphor. Life goes on and then it doesn't. And then how you deal with it afterwards. At first, when I saw it, I was like, why the fuck they put this in here? I didn't want to see Christina married. That was a waste of time. But then I thought back and I'm like, my God, 1 minute you're here, the next minute you're gone. And then it was a full examination of the rolling emotions and the repercussions of that one action. That one action. And when Janelle was sitting there saying, he's done this before. I don't know what happened that day to make him take that extra step. And it's so true. So true. Okay, wait, hold on. Y'all are saying a lot of stuff in here. Uh Symbolism or not, you hated it. I know. I know. But we're like next I think next week they're gonna take us up to Wyoming. I think. We can't have another season of Cody Lyon and change the story. We know what we saw. Yes, Kathy. Hi. Welcome in. For anyone that I missed in the chat, welcome into the chat. And please, like, put up your comments. We really appreciate it. All the ladies are trained to not show emotions. It's not safe, in my opinion. Oh, she couldn't even tear up for this. No, I'm guessing who you're talking about, Wendy. Now, if it's over, I think the ladies should sing like a canary and watch Cody make a big brown. Wait, is it true that the child support case with Christine is settled? Was settled last Friday?
ooh, I haven't heard that.
Yes.
Now I need to go digging.
I heard that, but I didn't know how true it was, and like I'm not seeing too much information on it. So please, if anybody who has had more time, um, please let us know in the chat if that is true or not. Let's see. When is your here? I get to drag my son to baseball. Oh, bye, Kathy. Thank you for popping in. None of that I married frisbee bullshit was needed. We saw the whole season before the. I thought I just went on too long climbing the fence, getting the frisbee. Could have been cut in half. True. True, 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 true. What I would have wanted to see was Isabel's confessionals, the scene with him and Truly and her bumped up knee, and him looking over the railing, looking real cute with the lemonade in front of him. That's it. I didn't even need Christine. I've been on the other end of those calls way too many times, and it's the worst feeling in life. Then trying to get yourself together to go see your loved ones. It's like you're in a living nightmare. Yeah, it's true. I think we needed that stuff with Christine at the beginning, as it sets the stage that things can be normal until they aren't. Yeah, that's how I felt about it, Ryan. Yeah. Yeah, but they didn't find out during the frisbee shit. Mary is the only one whose stuff finding out should have been included. I see what you're saying, Lena, but it would have been like for me. I think because I knew it was coming, like I needed like okay, so first time doing anal, you need a little preparation. Your bum hole needs to be trained. I'm sorry, I needed a little preparation for what was coming. I I I couldn't start off the episode with that black screen. No, I couldn't. I'd have fell out. That'd been useless. Um, let's see. I needed the feel good part, so I didn't sob for an hour. Honestly, no worry about the typos. We all make typos. I think we in production were very fortunate to get Mary's reaction in real time. That was the most genuine moment of this entire series. Yeah, yeah, it was. Um, I hated it. It was gross to me. The whole thing was gross. Oh, Lena. Maybe next week will be better. Hopefully. Tracy says it was real life, and the phone rings. The old saying of you remember where you are and what you were doing at the moment when you received the call. Yep, yep. They should have done it in one episode. I think it would have been too much. Like, they need to pace me on this. It was so heartbreaking. Yeah, a weird, almost out of body type thing, like you're an observer of yourself. Yep. An episode dedicated to Garrison and his impact. Now, remember, I think Janelle and Cody had full creative control over what was shown in this episode. And I think this episode was like, I think what Janelle wanted, I'm putting aside Cody because I think she overruled him on a lot of bullshit because Robin really wasn't focused, wasn't in this episode a lot. I think she wanted to focus on her child had issues and they tried everything they could to help him. Gave him all the resources, all of the emotional and physical support that he needed, was even trying to get him to move over to North Carolina, all of that. I didn't hear once what Cody was doing, but I heard what Janelle and her kids were doing. I also think that they wanted us to know, like when she said, we all do mental health checks now. We're always checking in on each other. Not to say that they weren't checking in on Garrison because she had Hunter and Gabe like
What
tag
she
teaming and helping her.
what she said was though, which is
Mm-hmm.
more to the point. I know what you're saying is, but she
Mm-hmm.
said now they're having more frank conversations, and I'm like, that's
Mm-hmm.
good. I'm like, they're actually talking about it in an
Not
open and
only
honest
that,
way, not tiptoeing around, you
but
know.
I loved it when she said, this all started during COVID. This all started during COVID. Why did this start during COVID? I don't know. It's leading me to point fingers at certain people, but I'm not going to do that right now. But you get what I'm saying, Jamal? I feel that
Mhm.
Janelle laid the groundwork of what happened to her kid. And so many of us had issues during COVID, but we watched the breakdown of this family due to COVID.
Right.
And I got a feeling that Robin had a lot more to say, but Janelle cut it all out because she ain't want that woman speaking on her son. Type faster. What happened at court? Oh, do we have someone in here who told us what happened at court?
No, tough topic in a video on it, so I'm gonna check it out
Oh,
later.
you're just never gonna get me to agree. Aw, don't worry. It's okay. As long as we're nice to each other, we can have our own opinions. It was when each one, yeah, but it was real and it made his family realize they sometimes been fake with us. Yeah. Aside from Chanel. Hmm. Um, not by stupidity. That was a waste of damn time. Hi, Wanda. Right. It was the only thing that popped into my head. But we always like to go there. It looks like Tough Topic made the video, but I'll have to check it out later. Okay. Okay. They could have given us something good to start it off with, not bullshit. But what does Christine and Mary have? Nothing. Well, Chanel too. Like, they don't really have anything. Um, Forward to hearing your thoughts. I can't wait. I'm not going to look it up. Oh, okay. She said, "Mine have to wait. Hold on, because she stayed lying to save face for Cody and Robin, but Jen spills all the tea." I think that is true. That is true. But I think Janelle, in her cryptic way, was spilling the tea as well. Um, it's supposed to be too much. The whole problem that led to this was that nobody was actually being real about mental health. Yeah. Maybe they thought they were protecting their son, you know?
I
Who
have a
was it?
question.
Was it Maddie who said that he watched too much what was going on social media?
It could have been, but I want to go back because Garrison, like Gabe broke down before Garrison passed. So my thing is this, and I'm not trying to be mean or rude, but you had one
Mm-hmm.
son, one of your
Mm-hmm.
sons literally break down. Like I think he broke down on the show, right? And I think he broke down on social media. I want to say it was the show where we all felt so bad for Gabe, where he just broke down, crying, sobbing. I want to say it was on the show,
Uh-huh.
and the like pretty much the whole world felt for Gabe. Like we were like I was like my heart broke for him, like how badly
Mm-hmm.
he broke down due to the situation. I think it was due to the fact of Cody not reaching out and all that stuff, right? When you have one son like that, like who like
Mm-hmm.
literally was brave enough to just break down, I think that was the time to really start having those conversations boldly and frankly, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of it's just when you go back and think of the show, like we look at things in real time, we'll go flashback for bits and pieces, right? But in this situation, there was a quote tipping point, and it wasn't so much with Garrison, it was when Gabriel went through that. To me, that would have been the time to really sit down and have these conversations. But again, hindsight is 2020 in these things. That's the truly
Mm-hmm.
unfortunate part.
Yeah, it was the scene that he was in a confessional, and he said that his dad called him, and it was his birthday, and he thought his dad was calling him for his birthday. But instead, Cody was asking him what it was like to have COVID. And he
Yeah,
said, "Well,
yeah,
I'm
that's what
just
it
going
was.
to
Yes.
shut up and I'm not going to say that it's my birthday." And he never wished him happy birthday. Like, this child has broken down so much for us on this TV. And honestly, I want this to be the last confessional that he makes. I don't want to see this child's, like, this, you can't. Look at this poor boy's eyes. And to know that he's the one who found his brother and had to call his mom to say what he found, nobody should have to do that. Nobody.
No.
I felt so bad for him. And over again, we're seeing this child's heart, his spirit just ripped asunder by life. I feel so horrible for him. And then, like, we also saw um Maddie and Caleb. Like, she said something that really um got to me. She was like, something changes in your brain when you have to call all of your siblings to tell them about your sibling passing. And it's true. I had to tell my family about my mother. It's hard. And I'm a big hardback woman. She's in her she's in her 20s or 30s.
Who, Maddie?
She's late 20s, right?
I think Maddie's late 20s.
Yeah, she's a young woman. Now starting off her life with her little kids. It's crazy. It's crazy. Um, he's he's been depressed for years. His dad showed up after he passed, not in the 3 to 4 years prior. He passed in 2024. That's another thing. Um, Another thing that I've heard people say after watching the show. in the episode, you almost feel like you feel bad for Cody because he has lost a child. And he says, the what ifs and all of that. But after seeing this, has he made any effort to repair any relationships at all? At all. And then I kind of figured out that the conversation that he had with what's her name? Robin, talking about how he went up to Utah. That had to be after the passing. So he went up to Utah, but he didn't even know who all was in Utah of his kids. I don't think he's made any advancements in repairing bonds with his first set of children. That's sad. And it also makes me think that he does not have any sort of connection with Robin's oldest kids. And I wonder about the littlest kids as well. Maybe that little girl, Ariella,
Mm-hmm.
Aurora. No, wait, Ariella.
Ariella. Right.
That the littlest girl with Robin, that's his biological child. Maybe with her, because she's so fronting and always pushing herself into situations that I feel that as a child she should not be in, but that's just my opinion. I'm old fashioned. But I think because he said that she reminds him of him, that, and because she's little, wait till she get to be a teenager. He doesn't stay connected with the girls.
No.
And it's a little bit longer time with the boys, but I don't think she has a shot. There aren't many moments that change your brain chemistry. Calling siblings to tell them the sibling past that changes your brain. Yes, yeah, that was it. Thank you. Yeah, that I agreed with 100%. But she's very stoic. You notice, like, she took over for her mom, because this is the one thing that broke Janelle. Janelle was not holding back the emotions or anything. Maddie took over for, like, as the stoic person. She is her mother's child. Gabe and Garrison and Hunter and Logan from afar had to be there for one another in Cody's absence. Gabe, Garrison, and Gwen were the triplets, and super close, so naturally they're the most affected. Wow. The fact that Maddie and Caleb wanted him there with them was so disappointing too. That it didn't happen sooner to be a possible different outcome. Yeah, more of those what ifs. He just body shamed the daughter not that long ago on a cameo or something. Oh, where he was doing the handstands, and he said he was doing handstands for a cameo and showing his little limp dick in the process. Did anybody focus on that? Because I did. Usually that's Heidi, but I did it this time, and I was just so disappointed. But anyway, anywho, he said something about his youngest daughter's in gymnastics or cheerleading or something like that, but she's too heavy to be supported by her arms in the handstand. And I think he repeated it twice, and I was just like, wait, what? Okay, well, isn't that special? I would be really disappointed, and I didn't know that Cameo charges by the minute. Did you know that, Jamal?
No, 'cause when I've heard people advertise their cameo, it's always a flat price.
Someone said it charged by the minute because that was a 7-minute video, and that person had to have paid like close to $1,000 for it. I was like, $1,000 for what? Seeing
Maybe
his
it's an
lip
option.
wrinkle?
Maybe it's an
Oh.
option. Maybe by the minute it's an option, but most cameras I've heard it's a flat price.
Okay, so Tracy says, I said that too many episodes ago in the season that Cody really didn't change. In my opinion, I'm not a parent, but I can't understand that disconnect from all his children. No. And then come and tell us that he claimed to love them. Forget about you, Cody. Maddie always looked like she was completely over everything 24/7. My kid is adopted by another family, and I still have more connection with him than Cody has with most of his kids. Wow. Wow.
But I think I think Lena, the difference is like you're an active parent. If
Right.
you think about Cody, Cody's not an active parent.
Never
He's
has
o-
been.
he's only an active parent when he wants to
Mhm.
be on his terms.
No.
And
Remember,
for him,
Christine said at the beginning of the episode that Cody never wanted to be bothered with any of that. Remember?
true. That is true. But I was saying he chooses when he wants to be active. That's what I said. That's why I say it's for him being an active parent is a choice.
I wonder if Aspen is going to allow Cody and her babies. Like, oh yeah, Mazel talk to Aspen. Um, very pregnant. And that's a really good question. I wonder if he found out when we did that she was pregnant.
I think he did. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because I'm not sure if it's. Remember. Hello,
I'm
can you hear
here.
me?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
cool.
can hear you.
It went real quiet for a minute, but no, because remember, with the last child, Cody didn't know because he said Maddie didn't tell me, Maddie told him she's like, you know what? You don't come see the first two. You don't come out and see them. You don't call them. You make no effort to be a part of their lives. So and she said, so why would I tell you about the third? Because
Mm,
remember, she was the one who said that until he made the effort to be a consistent figure in her life and her kids' life, she does not want him to have any contact with her children
yep.
because she does not want a grandfather that's going to be like one toe in, nine toes out. She's all either you're all in or you get nothing.
But has a different character. Like she is
True.
steadfast. She is stubborn. She make a decision. She's like her mom in that aspect. But don't forget, Janelle rallied around when she rallied around her kids when she realized that Cody had thrown them away. Now, Christine, on the other hand, knew that Cody threw away her kids years ago. And when she finally left, she reinforced to her children, if your father is here or if y'all go down there, please make the effort to get in touch with your father. I don't think Janelle ever did that. Janelle was like, I'm gonna support y'all decision, whatever the hell y'all want to do.
Right. Janelle, okay,
Mhm.
Christine took the more pragmatic. Okay, it was a little bit different as well. Okay, so with Christine, she was kind of like you said, she was the basement wife, kind of like the throwaway wife, like Cinderella. Okay, so that was Christine, but Christine valued her father so much, like she loved her
Mhm.
father so much that she would never want her children to be without their father, which is why she left it to them. She would
Mhm.
encourage them to reach out to him, to reach out to him. Now the difference is with Janelle. Cody told her to put her kids out. He told
Mhm.
kids out. They're not
Yeah.
doing what I want them to. Put them out. So different scenarios. Different scenarios. So I see why the directions they took are different. Janelle said, "Oh, you don't wait a minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You gonna tell me to put my kids out? Have you lost your mind?" That's when she's kind of like her mind just snapped. Like she was just done at then and there.
Yeah, but don't forget, Christine had it came to a realization that Cody was never there for her kids. Because remember, he would come over real, real late to her house. Her kids
Hmm.
already in bed because they got school. And then he would get up super early, not even bathe, and run back to
Right.
Robin's house. So he never even
Yes.
saw her kids. And remember, she said we were in Flagstaff for like 2, 3 years, and he went on two excursions, like two walking or hiking trips with us. That was it. He
Hmm.
never saw her kids. So they're both horrible.
Right.
Horrible. Either way you see it. Janelle's was just more abrupt. But
Yes,
he was emotionally, not just physically, but he was telling that woman, get rid of your kids and keep me. He was emotionally disconnecting from them kids.
agreed.
But
Because
he
they didn't
just did
do.
it more abrupt with Janelle. But it was a slow buildup of him abandoning Christine's kids. It just took her longer to realize it. Hold on. Okay, wait. Yes, Jamal, I felt the same. Plus, Cody wanted an apology from Janelle's. But yeah, I think that was like a what do they call it? A dig measuring exercise for them
A
because
power
it was
move.
the boys. Yeah, it was the boys, and he was trying to be the alpha over them. Hold on, Wendy's. Okay, Wendy says Cody's cameo 149, $149. Average length of the video, I'm guessing, is 1 minute 44 seconds. But I'm sure if you ask for a longer one, they'll gladly charge more. This dude had over 7 minutes of handstands and floppy dicks. I would have rather seen David playing with the grandkids instead of that fake Valentine's Day dinner. Ooh. Okay. Stephen cried a lot. That waitress ass a bit. Y'all ain't letting that go. um, say was Cody my apology. Okay. Okay, I'm back up to her. I saw through the whole thing. I've been the one to find someone and make the calls. I've also been the one to get the calls. It's awful. Oh my God, Lena. I'm so sorry. But I mean, this was a tough watch. Um, yeah, I don't think no restaurant is going to let a whole film crew come in on Valentine's Day. I'm sorry, they're just not. He was trying to be uber macho alpha with them. A lot of men feel threatened by their sons, and his religion buys into it. Yikes, Lena. Cody being an alpha is so funny. It is though. It is. Try as hard as you want, but nobody is buying it. And Valentine's Day and waitress was like great. What's sad is that production didn't even edit that out. They are so over this show. I think next season will be the end. They'll show like the selling of Coyote Pass and everybody going in their own directions.
Hmm.
Um, I I just hope I would like these women to get back their money from McMansion. I really do. That I won't let that go. I won't let that go. Um, yeah, I was really. Oh my gosh. Did we miss anything else? Do I have any other pictures to show here?
I think we hit everything.
I can't believe that they allowed him to touch up his roots during the middle of this episode. Oh wait, let's talk about another MVP in this episode. Miss Carrie, Miss Carrie, Miss Carrie, Miss Carrie. Janelle's younger sister by 2 years, talking with Janelle, trying to ask the questions, but she's there trying to keep her shit together. And Janelle trying to remember how to bake whatever nasty muffins she was baking with all of her Costco products. I saw you, Janelle. I have that same vanilla extract. I don't have that flour because I don't bake like that. But I saw all the Costco products up in that house. We find out that Savannah is moving over to North Carolina and will be starting school in August at the university. Um, it'll be a full house, but they love it. She had her sister Carrie and her husband come and visit Carrie, Carrie, you did a good job. You did a good job asking the questions and actually making Janelle break and telling production and her sister, I'm sorry, I'm going to blend up this concoction here and get my shit together before I talk to you again. Uh, yes, Lena, that is some good vanilla extract. I love it. Janelle's sister continually asking, how are you feeling? How is blah doing? The girl. Okay, but she did ask about Garrison, not Garrison, about Gabriel. And that was the question I wanted asked. Like, this young man found his brother and
Right.
had to tell his mother. I wanted an update on him too. I wanted to hear Janelle say, my boo boo is doing good. My boo boo is doing good. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. Um, Carrie and Terry, we didn't see Terry, but I love Carrie. She did well. Yeah, I thought so too. I thought it was essential because Janelle has a habit of withholding information. So now she's vulnerable. Carrie, you get in there and you get all the dirt for us. And she did. She did what I wanted. That one question about Gabe, I needed to know that that child was okay. Who else do I have up here? Oh my God. This irritated me. I'm not gonna lie. This irritated me. I that picture was at the military memorial that he had. Uh, all I could think about was too little, too late. Um, and then this is the last one. Um, Cody trying to tell us his feelings. I I hate to say this. The only part that I truly connected with was the one where he said he had to get his son home. And I get it. There was another part, and I think it was in a confessional where he said, in the days after what happened, like what he connected most with was when he was with Janelle at the funeral home, and all he could do was say that he was sorry. But I want to know what he was sorry for. Like,
Mm-hmm.
does he know what he was sorry for? That was key for me. What is this? Um, we know how he was doing only a few days later, falling apart at the seams like anyone in mourning would be. To be honest, I think Carrie was really asking nobody else is gonna die. Oh, really? Not thinking they were gonna say they were good. Oh. Um, she wanted to know that they were not also on the verge of harming. Oh, okay. So that's why Janelle said that Gabe was in therapy before
Mm-hmm.
all of this happened and that he was in a good place. I thought that was out of, like, that was weird to me because I don't think any amount of therapy can brace you for what he walked in on. I mean, I've never had that, but I can imagine. And he's so young. Oh my God. Statistically speaking, anyway, all these years of depressed kids, I honestly thought it'd be Gabe. He seemed the most sensitive. He was, but he's the one that was most open to help. I don't think Garrison was open to. Garrison wasn't ready. Gabe was. Gabe needed resolution. He didn't like that conflict in him, and he sought help. Gabe was getting help from professionals, which made me think he'd likely be okay. Um, yeah, I agree with you on that, Lena, because remember when Janelle still had the apartment in Flagstaff and he was over making food with her, and he was talking about his therapy and how he's processing, and he's just like, you know what, all of the issues with my dad I've compartmentalized and put to the side. um he asked me for an apology, but I'm like, I have nothing to apologize for, and if you're not going to apologize for what you've done, then that's on you. I'm compartmentalizing this and moving it to the side so I can move forward. And I was like, my goodness, that young man. I love it. Very adult way of processing the disappointment of your parent. Um, yeah, he is now, but he went into depression when they moved to Arizona. Hunter went in deep depression when they moved to Nevada. Maddie was an angsty teen, which was probably depression. That's true. Mm, these poor boys. She was trying to say we won't lose more of them. They have support and are using it. Okay. That's at least how I heard it as someone who has had these convos before. Thank you. Being her sister, wonder how many family members they've lost to this. Lord have mercy. I don't even want to think about that. What I took away from this episode, Mary and Janelle have grown closer. I wonder why we didn't see Christine. Maybe we'll see Christine with Janelle next week. That was
Right.
interesting to me. Um, and kudos to Janelle for cutting the majority of Robin out of this episode. Um, got it, Lena. Got it. Got it. No, that makes total sense. Um, anything else? Anything else that, oh, and of course, this episode had all over it viewer discretion. It was triggering for certain scenarios. And at the end, they did put up that black screen and said, if you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, help is available. Call or text 988 to reach the Suicide in Crisis Lifeline at the end of the episode. Christine had to mention McKelty. She did, but it was like, wouldn't you cry if you saw McKelty too? Honestly, like, what is going on with her eyebrows? Anyway, I digress. She well, that part that she was mentioning was, she I think she read a eulogy or something like that.
Yeah.
At the
His
at the
funeral, she's giving like she was saying some words about Garrison, about how he was growing up, and she was talking about his favorite line from a movie. And the way I took it was she looked at McKelty because I have a feeling that was her and Garrison's favorite movie. I'm just speculating and guessing. What other reason why would she bring up McKelty? I'm just
well,
guessing.
she brought up McKelty because she read through most of what it was that she prepared to say, and at the end, when she got to the part about his favorite saying, to the stars, Bowen, to the stars,
Mhm.
um, from their favorite movie, she looked at McKelty, and that's when she broke. So I mean, good lord, poor Christine. Like, when she found out about it, she went into her office and fell to the floor. Like, she thinks all these kids are hers, you know?
Right.
And It's so sad. It's so sad. I would not have expected her to keep her shit together. Um, Agreed on the eyebrows. It's just very weird. I wonder if she colors them to be that dark. Um, were those the only kids you'll consent to being who'll consent to being on camera? I think so. Um, I guess so. Like even Tony was up there. Oh God. But thank God he didn't say anything that really got me pissed though. Thank goodness for that. Dragonheart. Thank you, Wendy. Dragonheart. That was the movie. Um, I believe only some of them wanted to do confessions, and if there are others, yeah, because like Gwen doesn't want to be on the show anymore because she doesn't get paid. Uh, Logan was done with this show from the time he went to university. Like as soon as he
Hmm.
reached 18, he was done. Hunter, I think Hunter was really devastated by this, so I don't think he was equipped to be on camera. And he was his mother's main support because even at the remembrance services, he was always sitting next to his mom, which I thought was really nice. Um, who are the other? Savannah. Savannah was done with us too. I think as soon as she reached 18, like even before she was 18, she was done. She's like, I'm not doing anything with this ever again. Um Maddie, I think is the only one. Maddie is the only one that is willing to be on this because she was getting back at her dad. Um I hope that Gabe never shows up again in a confessional. If we see him in the background somewhere, more power to you. I do not want to see this child crying on our TV anymore. Um, wouldn't want to be interviewed, but I would have loved to see them. I think next week we might see everybody. Well, except Logan. I think we might see everybody. Did we see Logan at Christine's wedding?
I don't think so.
And oh, what about Leon? I would like to see, for once, despite everything, with Logan and Leon, I would like to see all of them come together, even Robin's brood. I would like to see all of them come together, like in the funeral episode, if we
Hmm.
get to see it. Um, Not after Aurora and Brianna ridiculed her and Janelle living in the RV. Ciao. Well, Christine's girls will probably still be in next season. Well, no, doesn't McKelty move to North Carolina, and she's like an hour or hour and a half away from Maddie.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. So we might. This might be it for McKelty, which is good. But it would be a door opening for Aspen and her baby. I know that's asking for a lot, but she's very private. I don't think it'll happen. Yes, in the background with his wife, Leon was also on film, but not speaking in confessionals.
Okay.
See, like it'd be nice if we could see them just there. Like they don't have to speak to us, but just knowing that they're there, I would like to see that. That I'll see them in the back. I hope so. If you do, let us know. Let us know. Leon was for sure at the memorial. I'm pretty sure Logan. Yeah, they were there too. They were there. They were at the military one. I remember seeing them in the second row behind.
Hello, Gabe.
Uh, yeah, I can hear you. Hello, Jamal. Oh, I lost Jamal. Okay, let's see if he comes back up next episode. Logan was there. Oh, wait. He's back.
Sorry, phone call.
No worries. Um, Yeah, they were there at the military one. I didn't see any other memorials for him other than the military one. Ain't no way Tony and McKelty would voluntarily leave the show. Who's gonna film with them? Oh, because they were in all the pics, so I'd be scanning the background the whole time. Oh, all right, y'all. So Jamal, do you think we got everything?
Yes.
All right. So, oh, I forgot to mention fair use, fair use, fair use. This was all for educational purposes, the use of all of the photos, just so that we could, examine and evaluate the emotions going through these people during a moment of crisis and
Oh,
the aftermath.
pics are okay. It's just when you use their video they strike you.
Well, remember the last time we got struck by TLC? It was all pictures.
And we won. So yeah, I've been perusing the TLC streets. And yeah, they hit you with the video, like the pictures. They're like, okay, whatever. Because if they were just using pictures, they will be striking so many channels to be ridiculous.
Okay. Alrighty. That's they'll probably start spending time with Maddie because they're in North Carolina. I hope not. They're like an hour and a half away. No, 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 no. Gas prices are going up. We don't need them. I hope not. Oh. Anyhow, guys, Jamal, since we don't have any other final thoughts, are we good until what are we doing
Yes,
next? What are we doing next?
I don't know. Is it?
We have Tammy and Amy.
Yes, and in Polyfam, I have to watch that.
But wait, hold up. I'm gonna need you to watch episode 1 of Love
Okay.
Hotel because I watched it and it's a lot more fun than Polyfam.
Is it? I've seen the clips. I've seen the clips.
It was a lot more fun than Polyfam. Like Polyfam, that first episode was a struggle for me. I'm gonna try to
Okay.
watch the episode tonight. I'm really gonna try to watch it. Um, Guys, give us your feedback. Has anybody watched Fam or Family, whatever it's called, and Love Hotel? Let us know which one you guys prefer. Polyfam is such a mess. I think I'll start to like it when she wants to bring in the other chick. Taya, once she starts to want to bring in the other chick, and they find out that the last kids and probably the third one um belong to the dark hair fella, not Sean. It's on tonight. Yes, it's on TLC. It comes on TLC tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern. You figure out whatever time zone you're in. And Love Hotel is, I watched it on Peacock, but I don't know if it's on Bravo. I haven't watched either show yet, but I haven't. But you've been working, so it's okay. You catch up when you can. But guys, leave a comment for us. Like, which one do you guys want to talk about? Taya, Taya is juicy. Where it's where the juicy shit at. She is, and her mom. I like her mom. How does Taya's mom look younger than Taya? Jamal, when you see Taya's mom, you're gonna be like, what the hell? Who is she? Where did she get Taya from? Um,
Gotcha.
Not knowing who their kids' fathers are. No. Well, they're gonna find out, and I think Sean's on the losing end of the stick because they were married for a long time and they didn't have no kids until they're basically swingers, but exclusive swingers,
Mm-hmm.
and they one of the couples brought in 2 children and then they started having children amongst each other. The men switch bedrooms every night, and there have been 2 live births and 1 pregnancy going on right now. And the couples decided that they were not going to decide who was the father. Oh my God. Uh, Taya been dealing with that 46-year-old man since she was 22, so that might be it. It's so messy. It's so messy. But it was a struggle for the first episode for me. I'm not going to lie. I think it needs more mess. Close quad. Thank you, Tracy. Not closed swingers. Good Lord. Y'all need to correct me. Thank you, Love Bug. Um, I but here's why I want you to watch Love Hotel. Luann St. John USVI cash trip is back, where she fucked the pirate behind Jacques' back. That Luann is back. You could tell Luann from the moment she stepped into Love Hotel was sizing up the men like pieces of meat. Like, which one am I taking in my room tonight and not lying about it in the morning? You're I'm surprised you haven't watched it yet because you told me about it.
I you know what, with everything going on, is just yeah, I watch. I didn't think about. I see clips like, okay, they all find out with this one dude Ralph. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be good. Then y'all find out, y'all say of the same man. Perfect. I'll watch now.
Child, she got them nicknames. She didn't even take in like remembering their names at all. She's like, I got a surfer and Jesus after me. It's a mess. It's a mess. Um, all all that bed hopping with all those little kids is just a disaster waiting to happen. It is. It is. It's already happening. True. It's not waiting for nobody. And the two moms are sleeping with everybody. God, and one of them has jealousy issues. The Countess is, her crotch is fire. Anywho, let's get out of here. I've kept Jamal back too long. Guys, cast your votes in the comment section on what you want us to discuss next, and we will try to fit it in for you guys. Jamal, any final
Yes.
thoughts?
No, I think we're good to go. I'm looking forward to watching these new shows.
Okay, well, guys, we will. I'll schedule the next show. Put on your alerts so that you'll know when it's coming on, and we will see you next time. Bye.